there's been a situation. I think a lot of people know about this situation. Carmelo Anthony obviously stabbed and killed somebody. And there's a bunch of people that still, for some reason, think he's innocent. I don't really know why. But yeah.
Wake up, maggot! It's time for your annual race war! Oh, you didn't want to be in a race war? Well,
it's only once a year? Oh, it's too bad.
Too bad. You're in one. Your skin color is your uniform, soldier. Black people on this side, white people on this side.
That's right.
Italians. We'll figure it out later.
Well, they're white people, basically.
Attention! Which one of you lily lickers mixed the white Monster Energy with the Kool-Aid pineapples? How many times do I have to tell you? No mixing. Now get suited up, soldier. You're heading into your first battle. The comment section of a Nick Fuentes Instagram reel. Godspeed.
That's actually not a battle, by the way. It's literally just everybody saying... That's actually... doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of I am your host, Shoe Head. You may know me as Timu Boxy, or perhaps the woman who footmogged Hassan Piker.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Thank you. I know a few of you have come here from that last video, so hello, new friends. And old friends, please say hello to the new friends. Do not scare them away. One of the biggest things that happened when I was gone was the conclusion to the Carmelo Anthony trial. Now, for those of you who are unaware, for those of you who have no idea what has been going on, don't worry about it, kid. No, but what happened was last year during a Texas high school track meet, Carmelo Anthony, a 19-year-old student, and Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old student, got into a heated dispute.
Wait, he wasn't 19 at the time he did it, right? I mean, because if you're 19, you're still in high school, you're retarded. He was 17 at the time, wasn't he? Okay, I was about to say.
After Carmelo entered Austin's tent, which was like a rivalry school's tent, an argument followed, and then allegedly Carmelo said, "Touch me and see what happens."
Touch me and see what
Austin
happens.
Shoved him, and Carmelo pulled a knife out, and yeah. Austin then passed away in his brother's arms. Court argued that that use of force with a knife was completely unjustified, that a single shove did not justify a deadly response. During the trial, jurors...
Well, and it's also that he wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. Like, if it was just a scuffle and then something bad had happened, I think that, yeah, you definitely have more of a conversation, but he initiated the aggression. He started being aggressive at the very beginning.
Listened to witnesses' accounts of the events, reviewed video evidence, and after a few days, the jury found Carmelo Anthony guilty, and he was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
Not enough.
And everyone accepted that outcome because they understand how the law works and they respect our justice system.
What?
Haha.
Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo!
Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
These kinds of face-to-face emotion
He got arrested, by the way.
shouting matches really do no good.
In this video, we are going to discuss the insane reactions to the Carmelo Anthony trial, read some tweets, watch some TikToks, as well as debunk a bunch of misinformation.
No
because
way.
I am just tired of seeing the same ridiculous, regurgitated talking points repeated ad nauseum by hundreds and thousands of people, just believing it as gospel, hyping themselves up into a race war. No, I am not kidding. That is how bad it is getting. Growing up, I was always told not to judge people based on their appearance, that it didn't matter what gender you were, what your sexuality was, didn't matter if you were short or tall or fat or thin. I was always told that skin color was not important, and it's not. But you know what is important? Your skin's health. So before we get into the video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. Have you ever wondered what shaving cream is actually doing to your skin? It's fluffy, it's airy, it looks like it's protecting your skin. But the main ingredient in most of these cans is actually a propellant. That's what makes it foam up.
What?
But the foam is mostly just volume, not function. And the thing that matters when you shave is glide, not volume. There's actually
How does a woman know this and I don't know this?
a clinical study that measured the skin irritation after shaving, and it showed that regular shaving foam actually causes more irritation than is shaving with water alone. Not just slightly more, measurably more.
Oh.
Aftershave bombs are also doing something similar. You
Okay.
put them on, you get the little cooling tingle, and you're like, that means it's working. Wrong. That tingle is just menthol activating cold receptors in your skin. It
I
doesn't
usually just shave, and if I cut myself, and I always do, because I don't really pay attention, I just go to sleep afterwards, and that way the blood will stop running by the time I wake up, and it's gonna be fine. Like, I have, like, a whole system around it. I plan to cut myself. On accident.
actually reduce inflammation or heal anything.
It's just part of the process.
It does nothing. A lot of guys end up treating the feeling of irritation rather than the irritation itself. Shaving is one of the most aggressive things men do to their skin on a daily basis. The blade passes over the same spot multiple times, stripping off the top layer of your skin, and then your skin is exposed and then loses all its moisture. But men just like rinse off and call it a day. So you got a shaving product that's mostly air, an aftershave that's mostly sensation, and a window between that nobody's dressing. And that's where Henson's 3-step routine comes into play. Step 1, the cleanser. Clears your skin of debris and softens the hair for a smoother shave, followed by a shaving cream that skips the propellants and reduces the friction between the blade and your skin. The thing a shaving cream is supposed to do.
Works?
And once you're done shaving, their post-shave balm helps hydrate and restore your skin's natural moisture barrier, supporting real recovery, instead of just signaling to your silly brain that, ooh, something soothing is happening. So if you want a shaving routine that actually leaves your skin better off and doesn't just feel like it's doing that, check out Henson's 3-step shaving kit. Just head over to hensonshaving.com.
Trying to make me gay? You think so? Like, I've never had any stuff on my face. Like, I've cleaned my face off with Windex, shit like that. Like, I clean my face with a knife, really. And I have different knives for different parts of my body. I'm not kidding. And so, yeah. This is all very
June
new to
and
me.
use code June at checkout after adding your kit to the cart to get
knife?
free shipping
It's easy
on
to
your
get it
order.
off.
I know a lot of
off.
men just ignore skincare, and trust me, as someone who is going to be a dermatologist, men think they're not aging until one day they wake up and they're their dad. Take care of your skin. This is a great start, and your skin will thank you for it. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Wow. You're welcome.
Right? Now, let's get back to the video. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into this, shall we? They found him guilty so fast right before Juneteenth. These folks playing in our faces. Carmelo-
They wanted to put Carmelo Anthony in jail because of Juneteenth. They wanted so bad, they were like, we have to, how can we do something to suppress black people? What can we do to make black people sad? Let's put somebody in jail that's black before a black people holiday. Like, really? It's so retarded. Like, it was planned out this way, exactly.
Carmelo's only crime was not allowing himself to get beat down by a white man.
Beat
Carmelo
down.
will get out of prison. That boy ain't getting out of the grave. If he kept his hands to himself, he'd still be enjoying his white privilege today. White people are not victims of racism. You can't be a victim of a system you created. Hey, 23-year-old white guy who can't find a job and still lives with your parents. Did you know you created
Well, all of those people, they're just black people that hate white people. It's really just that simple. And once you understand that it's actually that simple, it's a lot easier to understand why this is happening. They're defending him because he's black. It's okay that he killed somebody because that person's white. It's that simple. As I've always said, don't look at Occam's razor, look at retard's razor. Think about the stupidest, most short-sighted, self-serving, brain-dead, thoughtless reason that you can imagine. And whenever you see a lot of people saying something, whatever the answer to that is the reason why they're doing it.
entire system we're in right now, and therefore it's totally acceptable to hate you and be racist towards you. This is the same stupid shit they say to men, like, oh, you created the patriarchy. Like, who the f are you talking about? Joe Schmo working at Chipotle didn't create shit. The system isn't benefiting white people at all. It's not benefiting anyone except the rich and powerful. The racism equals prejudice plus power bullshit really one-shotted these people, huh? Only a black-
It didn't one-shot them. Like, the thing is, and this is, these people are not, they're not captured by like leftist ideology. They're captured by racism, and they use leftist ideology to mask racism. The prime fulcrum of their ideology is not about like leftism or, you know, like workers' rights or liberalism or anything else. All they care about is they hate white people. That's it. They just hate white people. It's that simple. So whatever is going to serve that purpose will be something that they agree with categorically. It's not something that's unique to why the viewpoint exists. It's just the fact that the viewpoint serves that interest.
Child can be minding their business, get ambushed, bullied, and pushed around and become the aggressor for protecting himself.
Yeah.
But he was quite literally not minding his own business.
Yeah,
he was
he's
in a
in somebody
rival's
else's
team
tent.
tent and was asked to leave like a dozen times. Witnesses say he started escalating it into a fight and
course
then
he did.
stabbed someone in the fucking heart. That's not minding your business. Why did they hire that horrible lawyer? Had to be the worst defense in history. Absolutely no reason Carmelo shouldn't have testified. We gotta do better with who we hire to represent us. Plenty of black lawyers in Texas. His family.
It's crazy how these people give away the game, that they view this entire thing as like a racial war. It's like, bro, Carmelo would have stabbed your kid too. Like, this is what I find is so stupid about this, is that, do you know who the biggest victims of black murder are? Black people. So this entire idea that putting Carmelo Anthony in jail isn't a net positive. Like, the guy's a psycho. He's crazy. He didn't stab Austin because he was white. He stabbed Austin because he's a crazy psycho asshole. That's the reason why. If it was your kid there, he probably would have stabbed him too. So it just, the reasoning here is just so, it's so destructive.
Raised like $1 million on GoFundMe and then blew it all on a new house and a fucking Cadillac. So then they had to get a public defender. That baby was sentenced to 35 years?
Not a baby anymore.
Love the community note. That murderer was sentenced to 35 years. Black people, please carry more than a pocket knife. Get their asses before they can get you. What the hell?
Then you're gonna go to jail again. Like, I don't even, what do you think this escalation is? Like, do you think that white people are just gonna be like, oh, I guess we can't do this. I guess we have to just let them do whatever they want now. It's just so
What do you mean get their
stupid.
asses before they can get you? That's literally what Carmelo did.
Yeah.
He got Austin's ass. He killed him. Why the fuck are they acting like Carmelo was the one who died? 35 years on your first offense is over.
He should be, by the way.
Sentencing. Yeah, there has to be a retrial.
35 years. Listen, he's only killed one person so far. He's only killed one guy.
This is blatant injustice. First offense. And the offense in question
Is murder.
Your
Oops.
Honor, it was only his first murder.
Yeah.
35 years ago, killing a
Some
Nazi
Saul Goodman defense.
got you a Purple Heart. But now that a German American
35 years ago, killing a Nazi got you a purple. How stupid can you be? Oh my God. Look at his gray beard. You were alive then. Do you remember them killing Nazis when you were a kid? No. Like, what do you mean?
is president, it gets you a life sentence. All white people deserve no mercy. Now,
A German American.
Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old, is a Nazi because he was white. Also,
Yeah.
35 years ago. Does this dude think World War II was in 1991?
Yeah, that's exactly what he thinks. He's a retard. Yeah, he's stupid. I think that, like, maybe Shu doesn't understand. She has to understand how stupid people really are. The fact that anybody can vote without a test and restrictions is like a travesty. It is a travesty. And if you don't believe me, talk to one of these people. Go to Walmart, strike a conversation up. Ask them where Brazil is.
Americans, arm yourselves. This country is officially a terrorist state of white supremacists. You have no reason to abide by or follow any more laws in this country. Law enforcement and these politicians are all terrorists. Let it all fall. Time for judgment.
You know what's really funny about that is the fact that this dude, the next time he gets pulled over by the police, he's probably gonna be like, "Oh, what seems to be the problem, officer? do you mind if I reach in my pocket and grab you my license and I'll go ahead and show it to you? Like, they're never actually going to do this themselves, right? They want to have somebody else go out there and die for them.
Just as I suspected. Schizophrenia. I recommend logging the f*** off. Do these people just live in a completely different reality? A guy gets put in prison for murder, and they're like, wow, what's the point of even following the law anymore? Having a black son gotta be the tops of fears.
This is like that crazy thing where, like, a Nazi would say the same thing. Oh, God.
Going insane. It was the white son that was murdered. Why are they acting like the black son was murdered? Why are you scared of having a black son in this context? Oh, I'm so scared my son will stab someone and go to jail when...
Yeah.
Like, what? What? It's only self-defense when a black kid dies.
Oh.
Literally multiple witnesses, including black witnesses,
like 18
including
people.
Carmelo's own friends, said that Carmelo was the aggressor in the situation. Also, just in general, murder is not the acceptable punishment for a shove, for a push. That's not how that works. 50,000 likes on that bullshit, by the way. 50.
Oh, the thing is that there's a lot. This is the reason why I think we should publicly execute Carmelo Anthony. I do, because so many people think this. And I think that it's extremely important culturally to kill it in front of everybody. This entire ideology, this entire viewpoint and everything, kill it. That's a terrible idea. I don't. I think the only way that these people will ever listen to don't go out and stab people is if they see right in front of them, you will die. That's it.
50,000 people saw that.
Great
were like,
idea,
hell
yeah.
Black kids are the only kids who can't afford to make mistakes without dire consequences. Your Honor, it was a mistake. My client did a little oopsie poopsie.
Yeah.
A little fucky wucky ooh woo, if you will. Black people are held to a higher standard than every other race. We are expected to be perfect, while others are given grace, excuses, and... Hey, stop. Just a reminder that this is all in context of the Carmelo Anthony situation. So
You have to be, listen, nobody's perfect. Oh, what did they do? Killed somebody? Well, nobody's perfect.
Held to a higher standard. In this case, the higher standard of do not stab people. I'm sorry, okay, go on. One mistake by a black person gets used to judge an entire community. Oops, I fell and my knife accidentally stabbed your heart.
That's right.
Austin fell onto Carmelo's knife trying to attack him.
Oh, God. Dr. fucking Umar. I don't know. I didn't hear his take on this. Okay, I get it. Right. Of course.
Because the knife is 3.5 inches. The cut was only 2.
I'm crashing out.
The knife didn't go all the way in. So wouldn't that mean that he didn't fall on it? Because if he did fall on it, wouldn't the force of the body... Well, okay. Why am I even trying to reason this out?
Please let the next one be somewhat rational. Y'all gentlemen are so fucking dumb. Y'all really thought that he was gonna get away with stabbing that kid to death. I can tell a lot of you were raised by hoes. Finally, a normal, sane person.
Yeah.
A strong black father tells you early that you can't get away with the same shit whites do. Oh, God.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I guess not.
Damn it, had me in the first half. When do white people get away with stabbing?
Well, they probably think somebody like Kyle Rittenhouse is the equivalent. And the reason why people think that that's an equivalent is because they're stupid. The thing is that we have a large tolerance for people's ignorance. And I think that that level of tolerance that we have is extremely toxic. I think that when somebody acts like a retard, we should just be able to just openly say, you're just a fucking retard. Nobody should take you seriously. Let's not even listen to you. Because the media, they think so, yeah. But for some reason, we have this tolerance of, like, things, like, all kinds of stupid opinions. We do. Didn't OJ get away? He did.
What is this? Where do these people live? Earth 2! Culture. When you get called for jury duty, do that shit. Make sure you do your part in serving justice. Every black defendant in every court everywhere is Carmelo Anthony.
Wow, so every black person is a murderer? I mean, like, god damn, like, I don't even hear any racists saying that. Even there's racists that admit that there's some black people that aren't murderers. Jesus Christ, like, what an awful person. Like, I would never say that. That's horrible.
Every black defendant in every court everywhere is Carmelo Anthony. Every black defendant in every court case everywhere is a murderer? Are you
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like this is some real horseshoe theory.
sure that's what you want to go with? I love how he's basically like, go do jury duty so you can go blindly support any black person, regardless.
Well, that's what they do. If you look at jury like ratios, right? I mean, O.J. Simpson was the tip of the iceberg, but the reality is that racial prejudice and racial bias in being a jury member is extreme. It is extreme to a margin that I think people don't even recognize how bad it is.
Of what they did. What the like? I don't support every white person. Mm-hmm. Some of you are dumb. What's wild is this wasn't even like a cop kills black guy thing where like there might be some debate about like police brutality and over policing.
We don't have those anymore because we have body cams now. Yeah, I think that's interesting. It's interesting how all these like unarmed, completely innocent, wouldn't hurt a fly people that were just, killed by police, murdered in cold blood. Isn't it crazy how all those kind of went away whenever we had body cams? Wow, what are the odds of that? It's kind of how a god stopped performing miracles when we invented cameras. I mean, like, what a crazy coincidence.
Things like
it's
that.
Like magic,
no, this
right?
was just straight up a black kid stabbed a white kid, and they're losing their minds because he's going to prison over it.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Carmelo Anthony had been white. Not only would he have not been convicted, there'd have never been charges. The only reason...
That's right. He would have never... If you stab somebody in the chest with a knife and you're white, you just get away with it. They say, hey, brother, it happens. You want to go to Cracker Barrel?
Carmelo Anthony was convicted.
And then they take you to Cracker Barrel and they buy you a steak. The police do.
It was because we are a broken, fucking bigoted country, and Carmelo Anthony was black.
Wow, thanks for the input, gay Colonel Sanders. I fucking hate the Yellowstone hicklib bit. Oh, I'm a big, tough country cowboy. Y'all better not say them slurs around here. Yeehaw! Wow,
I hate him too.
Freaking wow. Disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. Dear white people.
Good. I think we should make an example. I agree with that. We should do that more.
Don't let this verdict fool you. You'll still get fucked up playing the Austin games. Don't let this
you still think you're gonna stab somebody? Okay, well then I guess you're gonna go to jail too.
Verdict of a guy who stabbed someone fool you. You're still gonna get stabbed.
Yeah.
What? Strong suspicion that a lot of pro-Carmelo stuff I see here is some psyop. Bro, this is what I tried to tell myself for like 6
It's not a psyop. It's these people are genuinely stupid, they're tribally motivated, and they're racist. There doesn't have to be a grand conspiracy to explain why human beings are experiencing and projecting tribalism. There's no grand design here. There's no ideology that's making anybody do this. It's just simply human beings behaving based off of the stimuli that caused them to evolve for thousands of years. This is what we've been doing forever. We've been doing that. We did this 1,000 years ago. We did this 3,000 years ago. We did this 5,000 years ago. And we're probably going to be doing it 5,000 years from now. The same way? Maybe not, but we'll certainly be doing it.
Years about the online left. It's all a CIA psyop from the billionaires to make leftism look as unappealing as possible to the working class. Bro. Of course an all-white jury found a black boy guilty.
I just made a video about that, actually.
Defending himself. Fuck you, racist white pieces of shit. Fuck you, racist white pieces of shit. That sounds extremely racist.
Oh, you
Black
can't
people
say that.
can't be racist, stupid hoe. It was not an all-white jury. There were Asian people, there were Hispanic people, and the black people they did ask to do jury duty in this case turned it down because they admitted they would be too biased. Like, they literally said they would just vote not guilty because Carmelo is black. On one hand,
we gotta do something about this jury situation. We gotta solve this problem, by the way. This is a huge problem. Like, I don't think people recognize how big of a problem this is. When you have people that are willing to exercise own group own group bias in order to excuse murder, we have to solve this problem somehow. Like, whether it's a judge deciding, whether it's an AI thing, whether it's a different type of jury selection, whether, like, we can't let this happen. Something has to happen. Something has to change. Sort of a double-blind jury. Yeah, you need, like, a double-blind jury. You need to have some, like, this is functionally not tenable.
I appreciate the honesty. On the other hand, what the f***?
If they say, can you be fair? Don't say, no, I'm not finna put a black man in jail. Don't say that. Don't say, I hate white people and I don't care what he did. Don't do that. That's what people were doing in this case.
It's actually crazy to me to see people saying about how much they hate white people while they're living in a white country. They're using a MacBook and they're speaking English. Like, bitch, what are you talking about? What do you mean? It's just, it's so delusional. It seems like a cultural issue. It's very clearly a black cultural issue. It obviously is. We all know this. Everybody knows this. It's like it's like one of those things where, like, you're not supposed to say it, but everybody knows it. It's the same thing I said before. Like, you look at one of these teen takeovers, 99% black. You look at go and look at 100 different cases where there's a massive fight in a restaurant, and overwhelmingly, it will not be white people. There's a culture problem. And it's obvious. Everybody can see it.
Okay, and then everybody's like in an uproar because there's no black people on the jury when damn near half of the black people who could have been on the jury canceled themselves out. You know? Don't do that. Y'all be regular.
Overruled.
Just be regular.
Oh, God.
That's right. Get in there and lie to the court so you can free a person because he murdered a white guy.
That's right.
Incredible stuff. Also, I like how they said just...
Somebody says, I think we have a biased sampling of cases for black people. I guess most black people disagree with her. I think most black people do disagree with her, but I think that there's a contingency of people that are doing this, and I think that that is represented in overall jury sentencing data. I think that's it's obvious that most black people don't agree with this, but it's also obvious that there is a sizable portion of people who do. Both of these things are true simultaneously.
Be regular. Just be regular. Just get on the jury so you can free the murderer. Then return to acting irregular. This case is really affecting me, making me want to go to law school and fight for my people. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm confused. Your people being...
Black
murderers?
people. Black people. Well, no, that's
is that what you're talking about? Murders? Your people being murderers? Also, if by some miracle you happen to get into law school, you'll be disappointed to find out that intentionally stabbing someone and killing them is in fact murder, regardless of what your skin color is. And there was
Actually, no, there's tons of times where juries and judicial groups and lawyers try to advocate for and push the most racist, insane policies and have crazy racial bias rulings. Like, you can even look at, for example, Chud the Builder. Why was Chud the Builder's bail set at this much money, like $1 million, while at the same time, Carmelo Anthony, who literally killed somebody, was set at a lot lower than that? So very clearly, there actually is a bias, and I think that many people do exercise that bias. Like Jasmine Crockett, for example, said that, you know, she would have exercised that bias, and she was like an attorney or something. This is a huge problem. That's so toxic. Bias is literally the reason why crime keeps happening for that group. It is. Because, and this is the problem. The problem is that I think people don't understand the connection between, I don't even really know why, the connection between not policing areas and not putting people like Carmelo Anthony in jail and living in shitholes. If you want to live in a ghetto shithole where people are going around shooting each other constantly, then keep making excuses for shit stains like Carmelo Anthony. He's going around stabbing people. And this is the thing that I don't understand, is that you have people that are going around and they're stabbing people literally with a fucking knife. They would have stabbed your kid too. It would have been your kid as well. He didn't stab Austin because Austin was white and he was black. He stabbed Austin because Austin contested him in what he considered to be his alpha position. That's the reason why. But if it was a black kid stabbing another black kid, none of this would have been on the news. And you wouldn't have even heard about it. That's the thing that I find is so destructive about this whole thing. Is that they're literally defending people that would kill their own kids. Or he would kill your kids instead. His poor little ego got hurt? Yeah. He stepped up to a random person, exactly. It wouldn't have happened if it was another black kid. I think it would have. I mean, statistically, I think that I'm right.
People coming at me like, oh, I bet you'll defend Chud the Builder. And like, first of all, who the f*** is Chud the Builder? This is how I know I'm getting old. They keep making these random fucking streamers in a vat overnight and then like releasing them. Did you hear about Pee Boy 57? Like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't know who that is.
Damn.
If Chud the Builder killed someone, or in this case, attempted to kill someone, then he should face consequences for that. Yes. Okay, your turn. Should Carmelo Anthony face consequences? No? Oh, that's weird. Looks like only one of us is the hypocrite here. See, I am not like you. I have a functioning brain.
These people don't care about being hypocritical. The entire concept of being hypocritical is laughable to them. Their goal is not to be hypocritical. Their goal is to simply protect their own. There's no value system here. There's no moral system here. There's no logic system here. This is not an ethics system. This is very simply, if our group does something bad, we will defend it. If their group does something bad, we won't defend it. It's that simple.
And an IQ of probably maybe over 100. I can look at things on a case-by-case basis and not blindly support or attack something like a mindless drone. Let's go see what they're saying over on Blue Sky, shall we? Fellow white people.
Oh, good. Oh, this is always... Oh, here we go. Fellow white people.
Never mind. I'm done again. Bye. Stay out of black people's mentions about Carmelo Anthony. We are the reason not one black juror was seated. We are the
working as intended.
Reason that an appeal filed on those grounds will surely fail. We are the reason Jim Crow is once again law of the land. Oh my god! What has this country come to when a man can't freely murder another man in cold blood and get away with it? Literally Jim Crow. Yeah, white people cannot be trusted after this trial with Carmelo Anthony. Honestly, that 35-year sentence coming...
A black guy stabs a white guy in the heart, and your conclusion is that you can't trust white people? Okay. Right. Interesting.
Down on the teenager Carmelo Anthony felt like a proxy for a lynching.
It's like a lynching because they used to lynch black people, remember? Like back whenever, you know, like you had slavery and stuff. And so like, let's use the word lynching because everybody emotionally knows lynching's bad because you learned about it in history class. Remember that? They used to, it's really, really mean and everything. Oh, wow.
Anthony defended himself against two white supremacists. Now that black people stand up for themselves, white fragility is taking over. They simply can't handle it. He saved himself from being lynched, and now he has to spend decades in prison. F***ing racist country.
Yeah, what Austin was going to do is him and his brother and all of his friends were going to take Carmelo out to the back of the stadium and lynch him. Be like, what do you think you're sending in our fucking, our track tent? You can't be doing that. Like, are they fucking retarded? Really?
Huh? He was being lynched? Yes. Huh? Do these people live in the Netflix adaptation version of reality or something? What is going on? Stabby, jail. No stabby, no jail. The only reason...
This isn't... You're not going to be able... Like, this is... You don't understand. Like, this... This is way too complicated because They want to be able to stab people. You don't understand is that whenever somebody wants to do something, they shouldn't have to think about the consequences. They should just be able to stab somebody and do whatever they want. Duh.
The only reason Carmelo was convicted is because he was black. If this was a white boy, there would never be charges files. I decree that
there would never been charges files. Why we put up with this shit, bro? Why do we put up with this? It's actually crazy. Like, I am so... Do you know why we put up with this, by the way? It's a bunch of fucking boomers. It's a bunch of old fucking people that feel guilty and that we allow this complete degeneracy and basically total chaotic discord for nothing. I'm sure people are race baiting about this, how much astroturfing is making the problem worse. It's probably still
the people who was involved with this case will begin to reap the unjust decision upon their own head to 1,000 generation. Yeah. All you bigoted racist people. An all-white jury. Of course Carmelo Anthony would be convicted. Not an all-white jury. Yes, an all-white jury. Stop trying to make excuses for racism. No, not an all-white jury. Who are they trying to convince? Other people or themselves?
Well, they just simply repeat the same thing over and over. Like, this is what they do with everything. Like, this is the typical tribal mentality. It's not about what's true. It's about adhering to the ideology.
Defending Carmelo Anthony knows that they're not defending him in good faith. Carmelo is obviously guilty of a murder that he intentionally instigated. Defending murders like this only hurts the black community. We need to hold ourselves accountable and hold ourselves to a higher standard. Oh my god, a normal person on Blue Sky. Bro, what are you doing? Get out of there. Go,
get out.
Run. An all-white jury in Texas convicted Carmelo Anthony of murder. Proof that the U.S. never ended the practice of lynching. They let the courts do it instead. You don't have to support what Carmelo Anthony did to recognize the problem with sentencing a child to spend 35 years in prison based off of the deliberations of an all-white jury. Said it again, Award!
They're just gonna say it over and over and over. This is what they do. Like, they just repeat the lie infinitely. This is what happens. It's the same as, you know, like Trump putting kids in cages when they were made by Obama, or Russia stole the election, or any of these other things. Like, this is what they do. Like, and in order to understand, like, tribal identity and tribal logic, this isn't, by the way, and you know, like, with this is not a race thing. It's not exclusively a race thing. In this case, it's a race thing, but liberals do this and leftists do this constantly. And just simply saying those words are basically a admission that you are part of that in-group.
Again, all-white jury! All-white jury! It's time to play Horseshoe Theory!
Yep.
Contestant number 1. Here is the tweet. Stop sending your kids to these race schools.
Oh, stop sending your kids to these black schools. Definitely a white supremacist.
Oh, I'm sorry. The tweet is stop sending your kids to these white schools. And it came from the account Dapper Domo, who is
Dapper Domo.
Black. You know what that means? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Into the pit!
Oh my god.
Stop bringing non-black people into black spaces.
It's a high school.
Teach your kids to defend themselves by any means possible. Keep your black kids in black spaces as much as possible. Keep your...
No, that doesn't seem like it... Like, I mean, if you look at the statistics, that seems like the worst thing that you could possibly do. That's like actually the worst idea you could possibly do.
Your black children away from these devils.
The devils.
If we had segregation still, none of this would have happened.
All right. Well, didn't expect that one.
He wouldn't have had no interactions with any white boy because we would have been in an all-black school.
We are going to
Okay. All right. Didn't expect that. Okay.
reverse engineer segregation, aren't we? But wokely. We don't want those evil white people drinking out of the same water fountain as us, am I right?
No.
Honestly, my honest, real opinion about this, my hot take of the video, everybody, here it comes. Lukewarm, microwaved, 4-day-old mac and cheese take, here it comes. If they want to go make their own, like, all-black schools, all-black towns, they should be allowed to. Go for it. Black people.
I don't like the segregation. It's hard for me to say that people shouldn't be allowed to do something, but I don't like this idea. Like, I think that the conclusion to allowing people to self-segregate will be very, very corrosive. Because what's going to end up, here's what's going to end up happening, right? Is that different areas will increasingly become more and more segregated. Then it will be harder and harder to find goods and services in those areas. They will become unlivable, and then disparities between those areas will emerge, and then those disparities will then be looked at as a problem, and you'll be right back at the same place that you were 50 years ago. That, and we all know this. Everybody knows this is what's going to happen. So what? I mean, I don't know. I think it's bad. Like, this is my outlook, okay? Maybe this is a woke outlook. I think if you don't know how to get along, we need to fucking throw your ass in jail. Get the fuck out of here, you freak. You spend the rest of your life in jail. Go to a mental institution. That's it. You're gone. Everybody else can be normal. Everybody else can go to the McDonald's. Everybody else can go to Walmart. And if you're having problems, then you're gone. That's it. That's my outlook. That's literally my entire worldview. X out to the box. Exactly. Yes, I say it over and over and over. The problem isn't, again, it's what I said with Britain. The problem isn't the ninja swords. It's the ninjas. The people are the problem. And if people cause problems, you need to address the people. If you keep trying to segment it and you keep trying to say, oh, well, if all these people were together, well, that would just make the problem worse in that area. It wouldn't even work.
People want to go create Wakanda? They should be able to. But white people should be allowed to create Agartha. If people want to willingly segregate themselves, they should be allowed to go ahead and do that. Dead ass. Who cares? Everyone else can live in a desegregated society. They can go.
I think it'll create so many problems if we let people do that. I mean, at least in public zoning, right? I think private zoning and private land is all people's opinions, but like, I don't agree. Like, you know, for example, there should be like stores that only let black people in or white people in. I think it would create so many problems.
Have their ethnostates, but you know, there's only one side that will not be able to do that. I always wondered, though.
We all know that.
Let's say they do make a white ethnostate. What counts as white? Because 100 years ago, I would not have counted as white.
Let's see. I'd say basically anybody from Europe, pretty much. Like, I'm a pretty generous guy. Anybody from Europe, even some people from South America, like Argentinians, I'd say are kind of white. There's people like even in, I'd say, Turkey and Afghanistan that are, you know, really Aryan, ethnicity. If you want to look at skin color, you could say Jews, even though ethnically they're not the, same as an Anglo-Saxon. Again, I cast a pretty wide net. Iran, yeah, even some Iranians are pretty much white. That's really, I mean, it was basically all the white people. Turkey's not? Well, I know one Turkish guy that's about as white as I am.
I'm Ellis Island mystery meat. You know this. Is there like a one-drop rule? Do they like whip out the eye chart at the gate and they're like, ah yes, A10s. You may enter. Is Brittany Venti allowed in the white ethnostate? Honestly, she's like an honorary Aryan at this point. She white mogs me. Anyway, we are getting distracted. Yeah. Where were we? Ah yes, hell. We were in hell. I'm black. I haven't stabbed anyone in the chest after being asked to leave a tent. I'm not in prison. I'm free. It's not hard to not commit a crime. Listen,
Ooh, people probably didn't like that one.
I appreciate the sentiment here, but how did we get to a point where this is like a breath of fresh air? Let's check.
It's because this behavior was enabled and it was also justified for 10 years. We had to spend 10 years looking at black people that were initiating conflicts and causing problems. Shitbags like Mike Brown, that was shot by a police officer justified, and also was testified against by other black people that he was the aggressor. Total bully, total piece of shit. But people had to listen and keep their mouths shut while everybody started talking about how much of a victim these people were. And so what happened is it created a culture of toxic positivity where nobody could criticize the bad actions of these criminals, because if it's a black person that's getting killed, we have to instinctually expect that it's because of racism. And I think George Floyd was like the, that was the climax, right?
Replies, hopefully people are agreeing. Shut your hoe ass up. Emmett Till didn't commit a crime either. What happened to him? You're not black. You're not black. You're a boy, you ain't black. You may be black, but you ain't black. Yes. Because being black is supporting all black people.
Yeah, this is, it's crazy that like, oh yeah, well, how do you define being black? Supporting crime and murder. Like, this is, as I said, it's crazy horseshoe theory. Like, I mean, I would never even imagine. This is too racist even for me.
Everywhere, regardless of what they have done. All the normal black people are just called, like, pick-me's. They're called pick-me's for having a brain and not going along with this race grievance bullshit. Every time, like, they speak out about this, they're just called the C word, you know what I mean?
It's
the term
toxic
for this
as fuck.
animal. Is that a slur? Like, I know what that's like to a degree. Granted, it's over me making fun of, like, women on TikTok. But, like, I know what it's like watching people in your community act like fucking morons. I feel you, my brothers. Oh my god. Editor.
Oh.
Edit that out. Edit that out. By the way, if you want an uncensored, uncucked version of this video and all the videos a day early, sign up to be a member on my Patreon. Link down below. All Patreon members get the uncensored, uncucked version. You can hear me say fucking shit and anyway, let's get back to the video. Oh my god.
This is a racist ass country. We're in a racist ass state. This is a racist ass court. There ain't nothing else to talk about.
First of all,
was gravity racist too?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was staring at her titties the whole time. Those are
fucking insanely big. Oh my god.
Are giant titties. Just left the courthouse and any white person can get it for real. I don't give a fuck.
Look at his fucking face. You gonna really? Oh my god.
It, dig Austin Metcalf up and stab his ass again.
Fuck it, dig him and stab him again. Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Apparently, a bunch of people on TikTok are doing the Austin Bop, where they dance to a song made about Austin Metcalf's murder while reenacting the stabbing.
Austin Bop, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the f he's gonna get stopped me? Going out back, Marlo out the box.
They were also making AI photos of themselves pissing on Austin's grave. You know, I was always told not to judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Yeah, but when you judge them by the content of their character, that's called being racist. Okay?
And boy, am I judging these people by the content of their character. What the f***? These people are freaks. Martin Luther King Jr. would be rolling in his grave looking at all this.
Everybody, every single black person that is noteworthy in history would hate you. Everybody, all of them would hate you. Malcolm X would hate you. Martin Luther King would hate you. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure Clarence Thomas now hates you. Let me think. Besides that, let's come up. Nelson Mandela probably would hate you. Let me think. I'm trying to think of one specific name. Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass would hate you. All of these people would hate you. Every person that represents what you think or the culture that you built around would fucking hate you. Michael Jackson would hate you. Rosa Parks would hate you. Everybody would hate you. Harriet Tubman would hate you. Like, real, and I really mean this. They would all hate you. Do you honestly think that these people that push for real social change did so you could act like a fucking asshole and talk about stabbing somebody and then pissing on their grave over nothing? No. Like, really, they would all hate you. Uncle Ruckus? Yeah, Uncle Ruckus would definitely hate you.
Anthony, a black teenager, has been sentenced to 35 years in prison after being convicted by a jury with no black jurors. Oh, God, here we go again. No black jurors. Who is this moron? Who is this idiot? Oh!
It's Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter.
His daughter?
Wonderful. Awesome. I'm done. I'm done. It's been a good 12 years, but I'm done. Channel's done. Video's over. This officially broke me. I'm done. Go watch Moist Critical. Go watch Asmongold. I'm done.
Ooh, that's real bad.
And right off the bat, man, free Carmelo. Straight up. I don't give a fuck about no white lies. Fuck that cracker. We smoking on that Austin Pat. I don't care anymore because it ain't no good in this shit. It ain't nothing good that's in this shit.
Can you imagine being like super racist and watching this video? Can you imagine like, oh my God.
But they trying to lay
What do you mean,
the law
imagine?
down.
Okay.
All that shit. Y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up.
Like, I don't care anymore because it ain't no good in that shit. It ain't nothing good that's in this shit. But they try to lay the law down up that shit. Y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up.
Well, now that you say it like that, I think Carmelo's innocent.
Beautifully said. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
There isn't a black American on earth that is surprised by what just happened to Carmelo Anthony. Not one black face in that jury box, not one peer, not one person who has ever navigated this country in melanated skin. And if
Oh, God. You know, this stuff really used to hit. It really used to hit in 2020 and 2021. And for a while, we had to play along with these retards and act like they weren't as stupid as they actually were. But now we can say whatever we want. This stupid bitch and every other racist bitch like her, if anybody is listening to them, they are the most brain-dead, lowest common denominator, awful, piece of shit, reductive, racist, pieces of trash garbage in this country that I don't even know what to say. I don't want to keep going because somehow it'll be turned into a racial thing. These people are garbage. They're garbage. They're terrible. I don't know why they act this way. Not his peers. He's an American. You're supposed to be my peer, but you're not doing that. You want to play your race games to make money. It's so exhausting. I hate these people.
you think that doesn't matter, then you haven't been paying attention to the last 400 years of American history because you don't want to. This is not new. This is the system working exactly as it was designed.
First of all, the Black Panther LARP is cringe. It's gotta go.
Yeah.
This isn't the 1960s. You aren't protesting segregation. You're making a fucking TikTok video, okay? Second of all, this is the system working exactly how it was designed. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not working well enough.
Yeah, I'd hope. When you kill someone, you go to jail. Like, am I missing something? It was actually a refreshing change.
50? Well, we had slaves in America about 400 years, right? There have been slaves in America since before America was America. I think, right? Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like, I mean, she probably is referring to how long there have been, since 1619. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That the system was working for once. I'm tired of waking up to headlines like, man who raped corpse on subway gets...
Illegal migrant who raped corpse on New York City subway is slapped to 5 years in prison. Isn't it crazy that we put up with these animals? It really is. Oh my God. The judge needs to be in jail. I wonder how bad it's going to get before a person like me runs for office. I'll never run for office. But I want a person like me to run for office, and I want their policy on people like this to be just killing them. That's what my policy wants to, that's what I want my policy to be. Literally just kill them. Line them up against the wall and do them all at the same time. What are we doing? Why are we putting up with this garbage? It is a disgrace. We are allowing this complete fucking destruction of society for no reason. Judges too? Well, I mean, again, I'd focus primarily on the ones doing the raping, right? The justice system is slow, that's the problem. Then speed it up. Duh.
5 years in jail. Like, I'm not kidding. That was like a real headline I saw the other day.
Yeah.
I'ma say it since nobody else can say it. Austin. Glad your ass dead. Austin, fuck his family, and I hope they get this message to have a...
Just take my order, man. You know you work at, like, fucking McDonald's or, like, Taco Bell or something. Just take the order. No, bro. Like, no, I don't want to hear about that. I need a number 6. Okay, can I get light ice in my drink? Yeah. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Up there in here,
Put the fries in the
I
bag.
hope you over there burning up, bitch.
I'm so proud of y'all for kicking that white boy. See, they not used to this happening to them, y'all. My only problem is it should happen more. Can we please pick a day where we just f***ing white people up? Matter of fact, I wish I knew where the little white boy grave was so I can go spit on that bitch.
How the f*** are any of these videos still up? There were so many of these videos. Are these people like...
Because there's a lot of these people. And this is the kind of stuff that... So I spoke about this a few days ago on Twitter. I talked about this topic. Let me see if I can show it up. Give me a minute. All forms of social and political conflict can be understood through the lens of online video games. Raid, Molten Core, and Classic WoW. You haven't truly seen the dark soul of humanity exposed until you witness a rep paladin explaining why they need Onslaught Girdle over a warrior. And the thing is that I didn't tag him, but I was absolutely thinking of him. I was completely... I was immediately thinking about him and McConnell. I was thinking about them the entire time while I was tweeting it out. I was remembering remember S-Fan's reasoning of, oh, so I need to get tier 2.5 and AQ 40. So if I get the full set on the first week, then we don't have to worry about me getting it anymore because I already have it. Holy shit! I never thought of it that way. No wonder you're the guild master. This guy's got a crazy way of looking at things. So I see this, especially for the 6th time in bomb. People are so bad. Not S-Fed. S-Fed, to be fair, he was such a great leader. They all said, you can have it on the first time before he gets triggered and has to tell the story again if he ever sees this clip. I understand that your guild said you put in so much work and so much effort, but if you would just roll the warrior, you could have helped the guild even more, all right? So, but we don't need to pass and talk about that too much more, okay? My point is that playing online video games shows you what people really are. It shows you how bad they really are. And I think that all of these girls on the internet, she's been on the internet a long time, but she never raided in an MMO. As far as I know, she wasn't involved in like organizational structures involving anonymous men on the internet. If you have ever been involved in organizational structures involving anonymous men on the internet, you would understand how bad this really is. You have no idea how bad this really is. It's actually crazy how bad people are.
CIA psyops. I'm doing it again. This got so bad that people were actually going out and assaulting white people to get revenge. Obviously, I can't show these videos, but there were multiple incidences of this. These people live in a delusional alternate reality, and they're becoming radicalized to take revenge for shit that isn't even f***ing happening. But like every other f***ing week, I have to read another stupid New York Times article about how like 20-year-old white boys are being radicalized into the alt-right because they watch Jordan Peterson or some shit. Like, you. And like people have been so brainwashed to believe that they're racist because they post like edgy memes. No, you're not f***ing racist with your 4chan memes. These people are racists. You're like
they're racist psychopaths. That's what
level
they are.
1, maybe level 2 racists. These are like level 9 racists. You have no idea what racism is. I've seen your friend groups. Racist friend groups do not care what race you are as long as you are also racist. These people are significantly...
The racism community is extremely diverse. The only thing that matters is that you are also racist.
More racist than you will ever be. Hell, even the KKK, level 10 racists, wore hoods to conceal their identity. These people are out here posting this shit. Full government name and face.
I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more.
I deadass gotta look at my...
I don't know what you can tell. Yeah, I mean, like, it's over for them already. Not because, obviously, of this, but because you're their mom.
Sweet innocent son one day and explained to him that people hate us simply because we were born black. What am I supposed to tell my son? I don't f***ing know. Not to kill people.
You tell him not to kill people?
Like, okay, sorry. I don't know what it's like to be black, okay? I don't know. Maybe it's a completely different experience that I will never understand. But in this case, nobody is hating.
You can't, even if being black is different, you still can't stab people. We can't deal with that. It's not sustainable. It's just simply not sustainable.
Carmelo because he is black. They are hating Carmelo because he killed someone. I basically said this on Twitter and some liberal account was like, remember when Shu was a leftist? Ah yes, the famous leftist policy being pro-murder. I remember
if black people do something wrong, putting them in jail is racist. This is according to white women who live in gated suburbs, who, if a noise is loud enough, they think it's a gunshot, but it's actually just somebody closing a book. And they're immediately calling the police. They're the ones that lock their doors the moment that a homeless person walks by their car. It's embarrassing. I hate them. I hate them. Oh, I hate them. I hate a lot of people. They're included.
When Shoe on Head was pro-murder. Silly me! How could I fall so far? Leftism isn't about wealth inequality or workers' rights. No. It's about letting black people stab white people. Clearly. To be completely honest,
Leftism has been completely poison-pilled by identity politics that turn around and, through a horseshoe theory, enable big business. That's what's happened. Is that you have a bunch of poor minorities that are advocating for the continued exploitation of poor minorities, and they think that they're helping them, with their lives.
I've seen what being a good leftist is to you people, and with all due respect, you fucking no thank you.
We also know now that, yes, Carmelo Anthony may have had a tool in his backpack that
It's a tool. Like an AK-47 is a tool.
He shouldn't have brought it to a track meet, but it was there. It had a 3.5-inch blade, but also in that backpack he had snacks.
You could get, so this is something like this is a box cutter, right? You could kill somebody with this so easy. You kill somebody with this in under 5 seconds. It's so easy. Like, anything about human anatomy, you could kill somebody so fast. Like I don't even know, like, what's wrong with these people. Do they not know that? In the neck? Well, you can do the neck. There's like a place in the leg and an artery. There's a place underneath the stomach. You can do that as well. And then, whenever other kids were learning about, like sports, my dad was explaining these things to me.
knickknacks. He had school puzzles, and he had a cross.
Your Honor, yes.
Yeah.
The defendant may have had a knife, but he also had Cool Ranch Doritos. I rest my case. Real lawyer, by the way. That woman is a real lawyer.
We have to deal with that, by the way. That's a huge problem. We have a lot of lawyers in the country who shouldn't be lawyers. We need to figure out ways to take away their law licenses.
Thousands and thousands of videos and tweets just like this. You probably get the point. These weren't just like cherry picked. They were everywhere. But it wasn't just Twitter nobodies and blue sky nobodies. There was also sitting Congress people saying this insane shit.
Black women live in fear and agony every single day.
Of what?
Of fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way.
Yes, someone's teenage son was murdered, but please keep in mind the real victims here. Black women.
I don't know what he had. It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool.
I don't know what he had. It was a multi-tool. These people are just trying to justify it because he's black. That's the reason why. This is the most mask-off moment that you could possibly have, and I still see some people trying to misunderstand it because they're not comfortable admitting that there is a large contingency of these black people who just simply defend Carmelo Anthony because he too is black. It is that simple. It isn't super complicated. There's not a million steps to this. It's that simple.
Almost like a Swiss Army. Like with the little scissors and everything and whatever.
You give somebody the screwdriver too.
Your Honor, the knife my client used to kill the man was small. What? By the way, I've not seen a single Democrat politician come out and disavow this idiot. So until then, I'm just going to assume they all agree. What's funny?
They do. The Democrat politicians are completely in bed with the race communists, and you should never elect and never vote for a Democrat for any reason. Because even if they might not necessarily support these things directly, they will still enable and basically empower other people to support them as well. Always happen. Yeah, it's what they do. Democrats are now communists, you mean? Yeah, they're just bizarre race communists. If only these biased judges would be in jail.
Is they can't come out and disavow it because they'll all be attacked and called racist, and they know it. This was a viral Substack written by a university professor. Are you ready for this? Dear Jeff Metcalf, your son is dead because you failed to teach him that black boys have boundaries. Yesterday,
the ironic thing about that is that Carmelo Anthony is in jail because white people have boundaries too. It's called stabbing people.
Evening, Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, used his victim impact statement to address Carmelo Anthony directly after he was sentenced to 35 years after the court treated his act of survival as murder. The elder Metcalf reportedly described Austin as a boy, twin, son, leader, true warrior. He remembered him as a baby grabbing his finger.
That's like the last thing. Why would you talk about a true... Oh, God.
He talked about teaching him to fish, watching him take his first buck, and seeing him grow up too fast. He spoke of a scholarship created in Austin's memory, and said his family has been robbed. And right there,
quote,
his own words. Jeff Metcalf told on himself. In your own memorial language, you told us about the kind of white boyhood Austin was raised inside. It was a boyhood steeped in conquest language, hunting rituals, warrior fantasies, masculine toughness, and the romance of force. You told us about a child praised for not just being kind, curious, gentle, or careful, but for becoming a leader and a warrior in a racist culture where those words too often mean dominance. This psycho
You're so lucky that they're not. By the grace and kindness, they're not doing that to you. They actually fought a war over 150 years ago for other people to stop doing that to you. And your thankfulness is inventing fantasies where going hunting means that you can stab somebody. That's amazing.
A grieving father.
You know they still have slaves in Africa, right? There's like 50 million slaves.
Describe his son as a leader and a warrior and freak the fuck out because his son is white and therefore that's like white supremacy or something. In their world, white people are like...
Yeah, like we didn't go over to Africa and go with like lassos and go capture all the Africans. Oh, the Africans that were there, this is what happened, is They were killing each other. They've been killing each other forever. And so eventually some white dudes show up and these black guys are like, yo, we have these other guys from this other tribe. Yo, we beat their ass. Do you want them? Okay, great. Yo, can we get like, I don't know what we gave them, right? I don't know what we traded them with. We gave them something. They were the one, you got sold into slavery by a black person. That's what happened. Use a knife with features? Yeah. Spices, guns to get more. Yeah, it's like this is a self-perpetuating problem.
Only allowed to hate themselves, right? That's why libs are often the way that they are, just like absolute cucks, just like rolling over and showing their bellies. Haha, white people can't dance. Haha, white people, like, they don't.
Well, they do that because they're afraid. And that's because, and also they're pathetic losers. I mean, that's really the reason too. The Arab slave trade, the African slave trade, yeah.
Season their food because being anything other than that gets you treated like this. Reminder that this is a professor in a college teaching students right now, and you wonder.
And this is the reason why I think that we need to chimp out more. The real big problem is that white people have no sense of self-respect, and we allow people like that to exist inside of institutions without properly raising hell over it. I think the fact is that if you have people that are acting this way and getting really mad, you need to make sure that they get fired and completely destroyed politically, socially, and economically. And until white people, and I would say Republicans and conservatives and men too, because women have this advantage as well, until we get together and we're willing to collectively advocate for our best interests and behave in the exact same way that they behave, then we will continue losing in this battle of cultural relevance because these people are using weapons that are more effective than ours. And we might say that we have the moral high ground, but I'd rather actually just have the high ground. That's my opinion. I think if somebody takes the low road, meet them there with a shovel.
Why people are the way that they
mindset.
are. I swear we had it made in the 90s. I swear that was like peak normalcy. Do you feel that way? Maybe I'm just
everything was getting better until Tropic Thunder. And then Tropic Thunder was the apex, and everything after Tropic Thunder was things getting worse. We peaked at Tropic Thunder.
like a stupid millennial like nostalgia because I was a child back then and didn't know.
You
I don't
could
know.
say Rush
I kind
Hour
of feel
3.
like race relations were better back then because it was all like, oh, we don't see color, and then they flipped it and they were like, actually, if you don't see color, you're racist. You have to acknowledge your white privilege and you're a colonizer. Like, what the? I feel like my worldview's just been shattered. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean we can't just all be in a circle and sing Kumbaya? What is this?
It's not the way the world works. This is not the way people are. They're not. As I said, a girl can never understand the depravity of wanting onslaught girdle for your rat paladin girlfriend. You can never understand the selfishness, self-centered, just complete self-serving behavior. Like, this is, a girl could never understand this. They can't. They don't get it.
Like, I was always taught from my parents, from my teachers,
it.
like, we shouldn't judge people on their skin color, blah, 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 blah. And, like, were these people just not taught that?
No, S-Fan, you know what S-Fan did? This is what S-Fan used to do. So he would message me. It'd be like 3 in the morning. He'd be like, yo, what up? I'm like, 8. And so he would message me and he'd be like, yo, can I get 2,000 gold? And I'm like, why can't you ask for it in chat? And he said, because people get mad at me if I ask for it. I said, okay, so then I have to ask for it, and then everybody has to get mad at me, and then I have to give you the gold, and then you say that you just got it somehow. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let me log on. All right, send him a 2,000 gold. How do you think S-Fan and McConnell afforded those flying mounts, bro? Like, really, how do you think that happened?
Were they not taught that? I feel like they were just taught from a young age, like white people bad, like it was just hammered into their fucking heads. And like honestly, like white people get told that in like university, like they go to college and they get told white people bad, white people bad. It's really upsetting that a family had to bury their child, and it's all being overshadowed by insane people trying to make it about race.
This is why we need to bring back colonialism.
In a normal world, it wouldn't be about race, but we don't live in a normal world. I would like to believe a majority.
We do live in a normal world. This is normal. Look at history. Look at every page. Look at every word, every group. It's the same. Archaeology. They're discovering new things. It sure seems like the same thing keeps happening.
Of people don't believe in some like Civil War, race war thing and still believe in the kumbaya bullshit. Like I just want to be like, okay, this is just a minority of crazy people on the internet. At least that's what I tell myself.
Well, it is a minority of people that behave this way, but a lot more people think this way. And also, whenever they're not held accountable and there aren't proper social stigmas for this kind of behavior, what happens is that it becomes normalized in the eyes of a lot of people. That's what happened.
So that was that video. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of my brain breaking. If you like this video, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon, link down below. We have started doing Patreon only live streams. The last one was a lot of fun, so I would love to see you there at the next one. And I will see you guys soon with a new video.
Colonialism's still here? Yeah. As I said, my dream, gigantic, massive, solid black ziggurats built all around all the third world countries where we exploit all resources and we create our own in-store communities.
Yes, I may have murdered someone, but you're racist, and that's worse.
So it'd be like massive fucking like a huge like a giant obelisk, right? And it would have like the American flag or like a picture of like a fucking Thomas Jefferson or George Washington or something. And yeah, Dune vibes, yeah, absolutely. Like, go for absolute aura farming. Like, total fucking aura farm. And, yeah, we love Kami Mommy. She's not even a communist. Oh, my God. No, it's really bad. And I think that a lot of people like her are starting to... And I think that, I mean, she's very smart. Like, she, I think, knows this. It's just that, like, you know, you kind of have to play like, wow, I had no idea. I don't have to pretend. Everybody knows what I think. Yeah, this is the way people are. They are. Make sure to give it a like. I've watched Shoe on Head, as I said, for like, I'm not even kidding, probably like 15 years or something like that, right? It's been a very, very long time. At least 10. It's more like 10. You know, it's a little bit more than 10, 12, 13.